Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play RimWorld as the Phoenix Empire. I've decided to continue on with the Let's Play automatically, so I did take a little short break, but not very long. In between episodes, I did notice that we had our first harvest of rice, which is good. That'll keep us going nice and long. We did notice that we had this LTEX meteor drop on our cornfield, so our corn is getting knocked back a bit. That's fine. I also noticed they might have already. Nope, they haven't been picked up. We had this cargo pod drop with 23 medicine, so that's gonna be nice and helpful to us. Now we have the fleeing knight. Now this is where we need to make the decision on who's going to be our official leader with the Empire, which I'm going to go with Lizzie. Now, Lizzie has poor social, and I've been thinking about this between episodes. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and cheat her social up to a 10, and I'm going to double passionate because she's supposed to have good social. She's supposed to be our leader. I'm going to automatically give that to her. We're also going to accept the fleeing knight, and we're going to give that automatically to Lizzie. Go ahead and have him hide real quick. Now what you can do is you can give them the lightning thing, and then have them lightning the creature that's following them. That usually is more than enough to kill the creature. But I do not. We do have the mini-map and mod installed, I just have it turned off right now because it takes up so much room. I might use it in the future to keep track of like enemies and stuff like that when doing the raids, but I don't like having it on at the beginning all the time due to just how much space it takes up. Good job, Dan. You can go ahead and do whatever it is you want. You're not here long enough for me to be worried about you. That's the rotting growth. And that's the rotting body of the person who attacked us. There's the shuttle. Nicholas should already be on his way. He is. And there he goes. And now Lizzie has her first level in the Empire. For some reason I thought that meant he was studying smithing and not that he was researching it, but like he was physically studying smithing. Now, I think Otter is our second best social now. Well, technically Dan is, but Dan's also the wrong religion. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to build a house for Lizzie. Go ahead and extend this. These are the main roads through the city. I'll eventually pave them, but for now I'm just ignoring. I'm just getting them out in order to get the positioning of everything. Now normally I would go with a much larger room for our leader, but I don't have the time to build that, so we're just going to go with an officer's room. She'll get a royal room later. Much like I said in the last playthrough of this, officers' rooms are just people of high rank in our military. I'm hoping that if I give her the leadership title, she'll be able to use her leadership abilities to convert Dan over to our side, and then we can make him the, what do you call it? We can make him the moral guide. I like how Otter's really fast at building, but she's obviously not very good at it because she keeps accidentally botching everything. fact that it's raining makes me feel like I should build like a overhang over top of the eating area. We're going to ignore it for now. Like I said, we're trying to build the kitchen eventually. I did plan it out during the interim between episodes. We could sell them the buffaloes. Tempting. Sell them the cat. Very tempting. Because we have nobody who's interested in the cat yet, and I don't want the cat to become interested in anybody. It's not super useful. You also then buy a telescope, hopefully. Let's see. This. What if I sold the horse? We could afford it if we sold the horse. We're going to do it. Having a telescope is a lot better than having a horse, in my opinion. Go ahead and put it over here so it's not going to get... Because I am going to build an overhang over this. We'll probably just build new tables and chairs in here when we build this. My main reason for not seeing the cat as useful as the telescope is while the cat will do the nuzzles, I can't control them. With the telescope being down, they will try to use the telescope. There we go with that. Got the floor. Let's go ahead and put a double bed inside. Is there anything? Let's see, comfort is 0.6. Where's the rest effectiveness? 95%. And then what about a double bed? Is there any difference? Comfort is 0.75. Rest effectiveness is 0.100%. So yeah, we'll go with normal beds. I was going to do simple beds, but if it is such a difference, I'm not going to be too worried about it. We'll keep these as simple beds. I'm not going to upgrade them. Especially since this is supposed to be the prison eventually. Speaking of which, we're going to go ahead and mark these as being prisoner beds. There we go. Go ahead and build the roof over this now. Once this gets built, we'll put Lizzie in it, and then we'll make Lizzie the leader. Ideology spot. Actually, can I just do it here? No. I was hoping I could just initiate her being the leader there, but I guess not. We'll do it right here in front of this tree. Lizzie will now be the chief. Now they are going to want the bishop, but we're going to hold back until we can get Dan on our side. Or get independent. Probably not a good thing, but I'm also going to be ignoring that. Alright, so now keep recruit, attempting to convert Dan. Didn't work very much, but it did work a little bit. Sleeping there, and I was like, that's not your bedroom. That is. But nope. Lizzie's sleeping in her bed. We've gotten this taken care of. Right now, I'm only worried about the marble chunks getting turned into marble block. We're probably going to use the marble for building most of our houses, or most of our buildings from now on. I'm going to try to avoid using wood. The biggest issue with wood is it can cause a lot of fires, or it can be burnt down in fires, which is very annoying. We're going to go 3 hours of meditation in the morning. I'm pretty sure meditation counts as recreation, so I'm pretty sure that'll just give them a little bit happier. I could be wrong about that. We are having the issue of raw food right now being eaten, because we're not keeping up with the food supply. Yeah, I didn't know they gained intellectual from doing this. Yeah, it does go up. Is that everybody? Huh. I didn't realize they gained intellectual from meditation. That's pretty useful. They are attempting to tame the muffalo, which is good. Probably don't need the muffalo right now, but the sooner I can get a breeding herd, the better. We will be going through and removing excess males. Right now we have a male of 2 years old, so any males older than that will probably be either sterilized or butchered. I'm wondering if I should build him a place to cook in here. I feel like that would be a better idea. I feel like it's faster. We also technically also get access to a lot more stuff, but we're not going to be worried about that for now. There we go. Go ahead and just drop it. Technically, we are still doing fine because we do have food. Biggest thing early on for me is having food. It is complaining that it's not in the kitchen. I could technically change that. If we build this copy over here and dismantle this, I can then do... and then I can shrink the stockpile for being in there. I could literally just build the kitchen out of wood, but I don't want to build the kitchen out of wood. Good news is that we are starting to get a little bit of our stone built up, so we can go ahead and place down the kitchen. First we're going to place down the freezer. Go ahead and go like that, that'll do fine. Like that, so there's an entryway into the kitchen. Get 2 double doors from the kitchen into the dining room. Here, and then double doors here, and then that will be our design for our kitchen. Well, let's also put a door here to go outside. Let's see if we can get this floor up before they get too far along here. What I actually like to do is go ahead and my apologies, I am still fighting my way through a cold, so I will be coughing every once in a while. I will try to suppress it or to pause for it. Area 1. And clean that area. We don't have any wood. It does not seem like it. Let's start working on keeping our wood supply up. Same with keeping animal food and wild heel root. Go ahead and decrease that down though to right about there. Got a heat wave. That's not entirely grand, but it's also not entirely terrible. We're gonna go ahead and hold that open. Go ahead and throw a passive cooler down in there. Can't really do anything for the bedrooms. Although what I can do I've done this before to kind of deal with these heat wave issues. What we do now is then we build a door here, and then we put a passive cooler here, and that cools this entire area. We'll also do an overhang here. Oh no! Good job, Dan. I'm not worried about dealing with the Eltex meteor sent by the gods just yet. So it may think that my guys think that it's a blessing from the gods and they don't want to mess with it just yet. But it's probably more of the fact that they just don't need to deal with it. I have no use for Eltex, and mining it out right now is just a waste of time. Go ahead and disallow that until I get this room built. When Otter wakes up, I think I'm going to take control of her, and for now, you guys can go ahead and just recreate to keep your guys' eyes from absolutely losing your minds. How is those looking? So, Camelrex, Muffalo, and Otter. Oh, and Muffalo's always going to work. So, we're going to go ahead and move this to a 4. So he constructs before what are you working on? Do me a favor and work on this first. We at least have a room that is somewhat reasonable in its temperature. That at least brings that down a little bit. I kind of want to set this up to where it is a double cooler, because it needs to cool off all these rooms. I am going to be trying to tell her to get to work on completing the ventilation system. Prioritizing the ones that we have people living in. Oh, a transport pod. Lucky. Are we lucky to find you? Not bad melee skills. Bad at... Nope. I don't want you. But you're a member of the Jedi group. So, we are going to save you. I just really hope you don't join us. Tend to Lucky. I may banish Lucky if Lucky tries to join us. I really don't want to deal with a pyromaniac in a base mostly made of wood. Okay. Go ahead and rescue Lucky. I wish you wanted to put your food down, but whatever. It is still quite hot. I think Lucky's suffering from heat stroke still. Yes, Lucky's still suffering from heat stroke. Let's go ahead and build a second cooler in here to see if that helps Lucky. As we're seeing, it's not really helping us too much with this, but it is trying to bring down that heat just a little bit. It is still going to be hot. It is still going to be murder. We're just going to hope that we can get through it. And going to go ahead and re-allow all this so we can get back to work on that. We're also going to add in a little bit of a torch here for some light. Oh no, I think he was trying to convert Buffalo. That's fine. I do not believe that it will have that any conversion will be happening with my people, so it'll be fine. My phone is currently vibrating. I think it just got an update. I thought I need to check it or anything with that. What the cargo pods bring us? Mega Slothable. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. I don't think we can make anything that'll help us cool off. Nope. I was hoping I could make some kind of like hat or something. I tend to make this and give it to Lizzie. I'm gonna make one of these. Give it to Lizzie. There we go. Should make him a little bit faster at making the food now. I'm gonna raise this up a little bit more. Just to 16, doubling the amount of food we're having. just so that we have some on. I was hoping I could at least see what Bradford's good at. 5 man-hunting squirrels wouldn't be bad for somebody who's good at, like, let's say he said he had good construction. But I'm not willing to add another person to the pile without having at least a little bit of knowledge on him. You move. You can. Not very well, though. I'll probably still do a wooden floor. Just be told. We have the unending march, which I'm pretty sure is Mechanoid. Yep. I'm not against us getting a Mechanoid. Looks like Muffalo decided he wanted the hat. That's okay. We'll take it. We'll take it from him after this fight. Looks like they knocked the knife out of his hand, and they downed him. Good job, guys. Looks like the only person to be injured was Camille, who has a bruise on her leg. Not bad. Continuing on. I don't think we have any meat. Well, we have 13 meat. But I don't think it's enough to build anything, to make anything, so. No biggie. We do not have the ability to make, clothing yet. If I was going to focus something on us making clothing, might be one of those things. Yeah, let's go with clothing. Technically, harps would be cheaper, but it's fine. Looks like the end of the... Looks like our heat wave came to an end at some point. And nobody died. Thank God. You're free to go, man. I don't think he's going to join us. I think it would have said so by now if he was going to. Or if he was going to try to join us, I should say. I was pretty sure he wasn't going to. I don't know why you'd want to leave the Jedi Order to go join a bunch of tribals. Depending on the situation he has going on with the Jedi Order. He did become friends with Lizzie, but that's just because of her physically stunning ability. Lizzie's having strange dreams about the monolith. It's just the monolith trying to remind us that it's a thing. We're not going to be doing anything with it yet. I do plan on doing some things with the monolith and the entities and all that. I just don't want to do it right now. Mostly because we're a tribe that's not very good at containing entities at this point. Sabotage opportunity. No. A group that doesn't want to identify themselves is attacking the Rangers, and we're going to be fighting the Rangers. That'd be a terrible idea. Might give Muffalo pissed. I either want to do that or I want to destroy it. Let's go ahead and actually destroy all three of these weapons. I don't have a need for them at the moment, and they're low enough on the totem pole that I am not interested in keeping them. Oh yeah, Muffalo. You're not supposed to be wearing that. Take that off. Lizzie, go ahead and wear this headdress. Consider it your crown for the beginning of this. I was tempted to give her back her immortality. Or not her immortality, but basically her endless lifespan. I didn't. As far as I know, she's going to die at some point, and we're just going to have to be okay with that. Hopefully by that point she has gotten married and has a child. Like our Muffalo one of our Muffalo gave birth, and one of our Muffalo is also pregnant. So the breeding program has started. That's a male. Go ahead and we're actually going to go ahead and slaughter that male. It's a fully grown male. There's no reason to keep it around. Go ahead and do strangers. Not unnatural, any mortals, human, and alien. That's fine. Because that should lead us to butchering this robot. I have no reason to leave a robot unbutchered. I'm going to move Pemmican to the top. I'm actually going to go into here real quick. I'm going to open up raw food, and we're going to say no. No meat. Except you have turkey. Because I don't want them bringing the meat inside, because if it rots inside, we'll have to deal with the stink of it. And I don't want to deal with that. Labor is hauling, cleaning, purge and hauling, and nuclear management. He's a sanguine and thick-skinned. I'm tempted to keep him just for his cooking ability alone. Let him replace Charday on I hope they don't kill him. If they do, I'm not going to be too upset. Hey, they didn't. Lizzie, do me a favor and capture this guy. That's a lot of pemmican. Looks like he brought lunch. How's your health? Gonna die in 3 hours. Let's try to prevent that. We're gonna convert him. Do me a favor and tend to him first. Camaro and Dan are also doctors. Lizzie, how are your health? How are you holding up? As soon as she's got him to not in danger. There we go. Go ahead and rest until healed. Camaro, come here. Lizzie. There we go. A psychic gem for Latch. Latch is good at melee. Actually, Latch is a U-Law. So these things are basically hussars, or basically super hussars. They're really strong. They don't need go juice. They can take go juice, but they don't need go juice. What they need though is Luciferium. So they're kind of a pain in the rear. I will not be taking them. I don't have a way of producing Luciferium yet. I don't want to have to work on that anytime soon. Let's go with wood. Now, technically, you can throw down hay in here, and it'll technically be better than wood because it would be because it doesn't get dirty. I don't like doing that though because it doesn't make any sense to me. Although I think that they did use hay flooring for a while in the primitive ages. We have... no. Oh right, because I took Buffalo off of... researching so we could get our buildings built. Go ahead and go back to researching Buffalo. Go ahead and toggle both of these off. I keep trying to click it, but it keeps moving. It's a tier 3 android. Not bad medical, not bad social. Follows what we... My apologies. Follows, not bad medical, not bad social, is a pacifist. Can't do mining or crafting. I can make you a doctor, though. And then put you on research if you're not doing anything else. Otter, no, Camaro. Go ahead and rescue Race. If they want to join us, they can. If they don't, I don't blame them. This is a very good place to live. What we should do, though, is I should get some beds down in the hospital. You can also go ahead and not fuel this one and don't fuel this one. It's a waste of wood right now, we don't need it. Raze has decided to join us, interestingly enough. Oh. Yeah, he's definitely not going to like being here. We're going to go ahead, though, and turn on and give him a bedroom. I'm tempted to also build another room, though. I'm just going to go call this a basic bedroom. He's a robot with a vasectomy. Interesting. For some reason, I find that odd. Alright, you are going to focus on converting the robot. I feel like Dan is going to be an issue for a while, so we're going to try and convert the robot. All of that is fine. Let's go ahead and put down a second research table so that Muffalo and Ryan can work together. Now, we never really saw tier 3s in the last playthrough. The tier 3, the difference between the tier 3s and the tier 4s, or the tier 1s, is the tier 3s actually have like needs and stuff. Like they're gonna actually think of like they want to be treated like colonists. So I can't keep him working constantly around the clock. They're gonna want recreation. They're gonna want a lot of things, which you are he. It does kind of work though that he is. That we got a robot this early, because robots can be useful. Specifically, androids can be useful. He will learn faster. He basically must almost like a complete colonist. There's a few things that a tier 3 can't do that we're missing from him being a tier 4, but there's also some benefits to him being a tier 3. He'll have low expectations. Stuff like that. As we can see, he has low expectations. He's not happy right now because of how the way we live, but that's just gonna have to be how he lives until he converts. Slowly working our way towards an actual settlement. But that'll be the end of this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying, and I hope you guys are okay. Or I hope you guys aren't too upset with us having to start over from the beginning. But I am enjoying this one more than I was enjoying the last one. I can definitely say that there is something to be said about enjoying the beginning of a new colony and not being in a mountain. There are benefits to being in a mountain, but there are also annoyances to being in a mountain. So, but I will see you all in the next one. Talk to y'all later.